He arrived at military school in France at age 9, speaking with a Corsican accent. The other boys mocked him, the outsider, the foreigner, the boy who did not belong. He responded the only way he knew. He studied harder than everyone. Mathematics, history, strategy. He would show them all. In 1789, the French Revolution exploded. For most officers, chaos. For Napoleon, opportunity. He was 20 years old. He understood something his rivals did not. The old world was ending. The man who moved fastest would inherit the new one. The Italian campaign of 1796 made him a legend. His army was starving, outnumbered, under-equipped. He told them, "Beyond those mountains lies the richest land in Europe. Follow me." They followed. Victory after victory. He was 26 years old and undefeated. In November 1799, Napoleon returned to Paris and seized power. The coup of 18 Brumaire took 2 days. France had been exhausted by revolution and chaos. When Napoleon stepped forward, people were relieved. Order had arrived. But at what cost? No one yet knew. His greatest achievement was not a battle. It was a law. The Napoleonic Code, equality before the law, property rights, religious freedom, merit over birth. It abolished the privileges of the old aristocracy. Today, over 50 countries still base their legal systems on it. The Battle of Austerlitz, December 2nd, 1805, is considered his masterpiece. Outnumbered by the combined armies of Russia and Austria, he appeared to retreat, lured them in, then split their forces with a sudden thrust. In 4 hours, he had won. Military schools still study this battle today. By 1807, Napoleon controlled most of Europe. Kings were his brothers and allies. From Spain to Poland, from Italy to the Rhine, his law, his roads, his ideas spread across the continent. He was 37 years old, and he could not stop. In 1812, he invaded Russia with 600,000 men. Russia did not fight. Russia retreated, burning everything. Napoleon reached Moscow. It was empty and on fire. He waited 5 weeks for a peace offer that never came. Then came the Russian winter. Of 600,000 men who entered Russia, fewer than 100,000 returned. On June 18th, 1815, at Waterloo in Belgium, Napoleon faced the British and Prussian armies. He needed to defeat them before they united. He almost succeeded. The Prussians arrived at the last hour. By evening, his army was destroyed. The empire was over. On St. Helena, Napoleon had nothing left but words. He dictated his memoirs, carefully shaping how history would remember him. He called himself the defender of the revolution, the liberator of Europe, the man who gave law to nations. He was also the man whose wars killed 5 million people. He died in 1821 at 51. 19 years later, France brought his remains home. 1 million people lined the streets of Paris. They wept. They cheered. The man who had led their fathers to glory and to disaster was finally home. Paris had never seen such a crowd. His empire is gone. His battles are studied in museums. But his law, the Napoleonic Code, still governs the daily lives of hundreds of millions of people. In France, Quebec, Louisiana, Latin America, Japan, Egypt. Every time a person has equal rights before a court, somewhere Napoleon's shadow falls. He rose from nothing. He remade the world. He died alone on an island. Was he a liberator who carried the torch of freedom, or a conqueror who drowned Europe in blood? History still cannot agree. Perhaps that is the truest thing about him. He was large enough to contain both answers, and history is still deciding.